conceited. I was younger, I would say. When I grow up, I wanna be famous. I wanna be a star. I wanna be in movies. When I grow up, I wanna see the world. Drive nice cars. I wanna have groupies. When I grow up, be on TV. People know me. Be on magazine.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second podcast of Wine Talks. I am here joined by Davin.
Hello.
And also by the fabulous Daisy.
Hello.
The most fabulous of the podcasts.
Yes. So how's the day going for everybody today?
It's been a good day. I've had a great day. What about you, Devin?
Yeah, me too. It's been good. I definitely need this wine and these talks with you guys. That's what I've been looking forward to all day.
Especially on a Monday. That's like the best way.
Yes. So if you guys didn't know, we record this on Mondays and then we post it on Wednesdays so that you guys can listen in.
Monday's when we need the most wine.
Yeah, and we and that's when we can all get our schedules together.
The beginning of the week. Awesome. So today I did want to go ahead and talk about. So I was thinking about. Every day you see all these little kids and everything, and one of the things that I feel like I love about little kids is their innocence. Their innocence and just the fact that, they have nothing to worry about and they're just carefree, and then you grow up and you're like, why did I grow up? But it's funny because when you're young, all you want to do is grow up though, right?
Yeah,
I couldn't wait. I was like, I want to be 18, I want to be 21.
See, I never did. I never wanted to grow
No?
up. I cried on my 18th birthday because I didn't want to be an adult.
Oh my gosh, see, now was the total
Isn't that
opposite.
weird?
That is weird. You're ratchet. At least everyone wants to be 21.
Yes.
Yeah, just to get
Hashtag
into
true.
the bars. What up?
But I was thinking about that, and I kind of was interested in wanting to hear what you guys wanted to be when you guys grew up.
Oh.
Are we talking
Nothing.
dream-wise or like reality?
Well, how about... No, let's just do reality. When you were young and you dreamed about being older, what did you want to do?
Okay, since you're crushing my dreams, I wanted to be Selena, but that didn't work. So in reality, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Since you were
since I was
little?
little, because I loved animals. Anytime I ever saw an animal or whatever, even now to this day, I always loved them and want to take care of them. Like I said, my dog is my life. Like, I would lay down my life for that dog.
I don't know. I don't know. I like pets. I've always had pets, but I never really wanted to be anything.
No? Like,
No.
you didn't even have a
Nothing?
dream? Like, what about your future? Like,
Nothing. Like, honestly, like, I was just like this stupid, dumb kid who like didn't even like who did
that's
not.
kind of the best way to
Like,
live, though, maybe.
I didn't like think of anything. I didn't think about my future until I was seriously like filling out my college application. I was like, fucking shit, I have to find something after that. And then it was like, well, I'm not good at anything, but college is supposed to be like where you learn, so I'll just mini mo and
Let's see what comes up.
Yeah.
See, and the earliest I remember was kindergarten. My teacher she had a board with I think it was 5 different jobs, like doctor, what was another one? Another one was like a teacher, and out of maybe 20 students, I would say that 18 of them wanted to be either a teacher or a doctor. There was one girl in my class who said that she wanted to be a mechanic when she grew up, and I wanted to be a mailman. That was my dream job. I was like, I want to go ahead and deliver people's mails.
Hey,
that is what I wanted to do.
simple and real, right?
And I think I had that for a long time. I think I was all the way up until I was almost entering high school. I was like, I want to be a mailman when I grow up. That's what I wanted to do.
You know what? When I was in college, I was taking AP classes, and one of my tutors, he was a mailman. Okay, and I remember this conversation because it was so weird. You're high school, you're like, what is going on? And I asked him, I was like, oh, what are you going to college for? I'm trying to figure out what I should go to college for. And I said, what are you going to college for? And he's like, oh, I'm going into linguistics. And I said, is that what you wanted to be? And then he said, no, I am what I've always wanted to be. I've always wanted to be a mailman. I like walking around, and I do that being a mailman. And I feel like that's so special because sometimes people dream big, but they're not content with their lives. You know what I mean? And I feel like, so what if you want to be a mailman? As long as you're content, you're one step ahead of everybody in my book,
And some people judge other people on the jobs that they have, but the thing is, what I've always said is I'd rather make $7.50 an hour and have my dream job rather than make $100 million and be miserable.
Oh, yeah.
And these people that are making doesn't matter even what you make, but these people that are doing their jobs that they love, a garbage man, a mailman, a teacher, a singer, anything, what you are, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, I think that's all that matters.
You know, that's like real innovation. I saw this story where like some like Japanese like factory workers, like they were the ones who like discovered the technique of like if you burn hot glue and in the surface, it like saves like a fingerprint for like crime scenes. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't, no.
Like if you have like a, you know, like a bat or whatever the fuck, and like somebody touched it and like they put it like to get your fingerprint, they'll like put super hot glue and then they'll like fume it and like it saves to the fingerprint or whatever.
Oh wow.
The fuck. And like that was discovered by factory workers. They noticed that like they were making hot glue and they noticed that it like stuck to the fingerprints.
Fingertip.
And I'm like, I bet those workers really like their job because
Yeah.
like
To pay attention to something
Yeah.
like that.
I feel like people who really love their job are the ones who are innovative in their jobs.
So speaking about loving your job and doing something that you love, so we kind of talked about what it was that we wanted to do when we were young, but what would be your dream job?
I don't know. Like honestly, I look at those like kid stars, you know, that like go to like gymnastics or soccer players who like go into soccer camps like at 5-year-old, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that 5-year-old has more ambition than I do. You know, I really don't know. Then I guess that's why I work where I work. You know, that's why I have a degree in art and I don't work in it because I don't.
Are you too afraid to pursue your dreams, or what is it? Or you don't have a
No,
dream,
I
a real
legitimately
dream?
don't fucking know what I want to do. Like, I legitimately don't have any ambition. Not that I don't have an ambition. Let me rephrase that. I do have ambition.
Yes.
But I don't know what I'm good at. And I don't... Like, for example, like, I look at you and I'm like, singer, instantly, in my mind. I look at Jesus and I'm like, dancer, immediately. You know? Like, I look at my sister and I'm like, she could be a therapist. Like, you know, like, you look at certain people and there's certain qualities that just jump out at you. I look at myself in the mirror and I don't see anything.
See, I
Like,
see so
it's
much
just-
in you, though. It's what's weird to me is like, I think it's why I'm so attracted to you as a person. I don't mean like physically, whatever. I mean emotionally.
Although
as a,
you're real pretty.
yeah, I mean that doesn't hurt you at all.
Gee, thanks.
Ese Nico.
But I'm drawn to you. I'm drawn to your personality. I feel like you're somebody who lifts people up. I feel like you are very talented in the fact that, I mean, you're just good at talking. You're good at lifting people up, and I think that's one of my favorite qualities about you. And I think that you could do anything. I feel like people with that kind of mindset, you have a lot of ambition. You are a very positive person. Even if you're not positive with yourself, you're definitely positive with other people. And I feel like with that, you could do so much with, because you just need a good attitude and, like I said, ambition to make any of your dreams come true. And you're definitely somebody that I see as an inspiration to anything that I want to do in my life.
And I feel like with those traits too, I feel like when you have that ambition and we have that will to want to do things, maybe you're right, maybe you don't know what it is that you want to do 100%, but I feel like as long as you have those traits, you're always going to succeed in whatever it is that you find out. And maybe you haven't found out yet, but when that moment comes, I feel like you're just going to pursue it and you're going to kick butt at whatever it is that you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like also like that doesn't, because you were describing, you know, Davin, singer, Jesus, dancer, my sister, like a psychiatrist, you know, I feel like it doesn't have to be like a title or a job. I feel like sometimes people are just attracted to somebody's, even just like their personality or the sound of, you know, the tone of their voice, or even just their smile. I feel like there's always something that you say somebody's name and you're like, oh, the one with the pretty smile, or the one that's always happy, or, you know. And I feel like that's an amazing thing that you have, and I'm right there with Davin too. I feel like you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to.
I guess what I'm saying is like, like you asked me, what do I want to do when I grow up?
Uh-huh.
And sometimes it's hard, right? It's hard to see your own qualities. It's hard to see what you want to do when you grow up. Like, I'm almost 30 and I still don't know what I want to do.
See, but that
when I grow up.
That doesn't matter though. I don't think age should have anything on it. One of my friends in high school, his mom was 40-something years old, and she always used to say, when I grow up, I want to be Judge Judy. Even though she was already 40 years old and she had that dream, but she said that it came to her when she was already older. And yeah, it's a lot harder to make that dream come true whenever you're older, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think there's any excuses. Maybe you're just walking through life right now still looking for that dream. And you can't allow yourself to think that that dream stops just because of your age. You still have so many more years to dream up your dream and make it a reality.
I guess that's true. You know, like, even if you, I don't know, like, I doubt that even if you did know what you wanted to do to grow up, like, that you would actually end up there.
Well, look at me. I'm not a veterinarian. I knew I wanted to do that. I wanted to sing. I'm still not doing that. But I still dream it. I continue to wake up every morning and still dream it.
But what about those kids, like you said? Those soccer players or those, gymnasts who at 5 years old, they're like, I'm going to be on the Olympics. And then 2016, they were in the Olympics and they're a gold medalist. And, I feel like that also kind of has to do with how passionate it is about what you want to do. Because I wanted to be a mailman, and now I'm like, I wouldn't want to be a mailman. You know what I mean?
You sure?
I'm positive. I love and respect the work,
mailman.
but yeah. So I don't know. I like that. What about you, Demi? What would be your dream job?
My dream job, obviously, to be a singer, And it's crazy to go through my whole life and have people tell me, that you're so amazing, you're so good at what you do, as far as singing goes, and then to never go anywhere with it. I mean, I'm not giving up on it, but I've only ever really gotten bad criticism once in my life. And I'm not sitting here thinking that I have a big head and that I'm so good at it, but it's hard for me to still have the same dream, but get no's. I've gotten more no's than I have yeses in my life, and it's so hard, especially with singing, I think, with me, because it comes straight out of my heart. I think there's people that just sing to sing, and like me, I sing to get my emotions out, and it sounds cheesy, blah, 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 but I've always done it ever since I was young, I was singing in my bedroom by myself with a freaking cowboy hat on to freaking music, getting caught by my sisters, being embarrassed, just singing out my emotions, what I was when I was a little kid. And then when I went through heartbreak, I was singing all of my freaking feelings about that. And it's hard to still have this dream and go to auditions and be told no, and to just keep trying at it and be told no when everybody around me is like, you should be something. And it's like, I don't know, it's hard, but that's definitely what I wanted to do when I grew up.
Yeah, but you have to be persistent, right? That's the whole point of having a dream. You can hear 1,000 no's. All you need is one fucking yes, and then you can make it big. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
See, and I feel like in the music industry, though, it's who you know, not what you know or anything like that, It's hard. It's hard, and especially living in Utah, it's hard to continue. I've been having a YouTube channel for years now, and I don't even have half the subscribers that some people do that I see on YouTube that don't, not to be like conceited, but have half of the talent that I feel like I have, or I've been told that I have. And there's people that are singing now and have millions of followers that are making millions of money, but
you can't worry about other people's.
Yeah,
name.
that's true.
You can't worry about other people's followers. You got your own shit to worry about.
Yeah.
And I feel like you just have to be persistent with it too, because to be honest, I feel like there are a lot of singers and artists out there who sometimes I listen to their work and I'm like, why are you famous? Like, why are you famous? Like you don't have that good of a voice, and then there are those people.
Ratchet shit. Why
You're
you
ratchet. You're ratchet.
Girl, you talking about doing drugs on the table? Why is this a #1 song?
And then there's those people who, like, I've listened to their album or I've listened to even just their singles, and I'm just like, wow, like, you have a voice to die for, and they're not big at all, like.
Look at Tori Kelly.
Oh my gosh, Tori Kelly is like the biggest thing, like. Okay, I'm gonna bring up my own personal input. Okay. If I'm sitting here and I'm listening to Tori Kelly belt out Nobody Love, and she's hitting all those notes and those runs, and then she loses to Meghan Trainor, who sings, "If I Were You, I Don't Wanna Be Me Too, I Don't Want," and I'm like,
to a Grammy though.
To a Grammy, like a Grammy nomination stolen from Tori Kelly and given to somebody.
That girl's been wearing sneakers all her life because her runs are ridiculous.
Yes.
Oh my god.
But I just feel like it's just one of those moments where you're like, there's so many people, but I feel like just perseverance and just being able to go at it and keep continuing, because I definitely agree with what Daisy said. You may get 20,000 no's, but it only takes that one yes. And you think about most of the biggest stars in this world, Mariah Carey. I think of Mariah Carey and I think of amazing, like one of the, I don't think we'll ever have a voice like Mariah Carey again. and she got told no plenty of times. You know, you think of like so. Sorry, Mariah Carey's in the house by the name of Daisy today.
We were joking
no.
before the podcast saying that Daisy was going to turn into a diva. So.
Not a diva.
Just kidding.
Not a diva.
She's far from it. Jesus is the real diva.
I was gonna say I'm getting offended that I'm not being called a diva right now, so I'm glad.
What about you then?
I'm glad the attention's brought back to me.
You can have all of it. What are your dreams? What was your biggest dream?
I feel like I've always liked I've always loved music. I've always loved movies. I love going to the movies. I like acting. I always grew up doing like the theater classes in high school. Like I was in you know, middle school and everything. I was always that dorky little kid. But I don't know. I feel like I have kind of two big dreams. One of them would be to be in my own movie. I got casted as, it was like super dorky, but it was like an individual thing. It was called MADD. It was Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and it was kind of like one of those like classroom sort of DVDs that you watch in school, and like, you know, you could do workshops and like little things like that. So I was able to be in one, but it was actually funded by Discovery, like the Discovery Channel. So it was legit. Like they had wardrobe for us. They did our makeup.
Wardrobe.
We had trailers. Like it was just, you know, and like I think that's kind of when I got like my first taste of it, because, you know, they were like, okay, we're gonna set this, and like, okay, can I get a close up on camera 2? I need this. I need more lighting on his face, and like you'd just sit there for
and
like
then did
5
you get
minutes.
Mad, though, and you were like, I need the lighting on my left side only.
On my left side only. What are you doing on my right? And I fell in love with it. Like I was only in like a couple scenes, but it was just so much fun. And I've always told myself that it would be a dream for me to be able to like, maybe not even star. Obviously, it'd be amazing to star in my own movie, but like to walk down that red carpet and have people ask me about my movie, and like just to sit down and watch myself on the big screen and like be proud of what I did. I think it'd just be amazing. That would be my dream job. And then kind of incorporating the theater aspect, the dancing, because I love to dance, and then also the acting. I feel like Broadway. That was something that just recently brought up to me, and I never thought about it, but I was like, oh my gosh, Broadway. I'd be able to do everything: sing, dance, act. I was like, I feel like that'd be a really fun job. So
I always had a dream of going on Broadway, but then I was like, all I could do is sit in the corner of the stage and sing, because I trip over myself when I dance. When I act, it sounds like I'm just a horrible excuse for an actor. So I'm like, I guess Broadway's not the right choice for me.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. But yeah.
So do you think that like the problem is that as a kid you do have a dream, you do have a talent, even if it's dorky or underlined or sublime, but you fall out of dreaming with life? Because I feel like
life knocks you down.
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, you get to a certain point and life gets in the way, either because you have a boyfriend or because you have a kid or whatever. And not to say that your kids are in the way, but to say that your dreams are no longer a priority, right? Like who you want to be doesn't even fucking matter, because you gotta go get the highest paying job, you know,
to support that family
and even
and
if
those
you
kids.
don't have kids, like think about all those people that are like, oh, well, I don't want to move to California because my boyfriend's here.
Yeah,
and I'm
right.
like, bitch, dump that boyfriend. Get a new one in California.
They're hotter in California.
Yeah, there's a lot of them over there.
See, but I feel like
you know what I mean?
you almost don't have to stop dreaming. I feel like you may have to put your dream on a hold. But I feel like when you really want something, you're going to keep pursuing it for the rest of your life. I mean, Naveen and I are like big fans of like America's Got Talent or any of those shows, and we see people who are 60, 50, 70 years old who are like, you know what, this was always my dream, and I had to put it on a hold, let's say, because I got pregnant at the age of 27 or something like that, and now they're back at it. And I feel like you can't let go of those dreams. I almost feel like if you don't have a dream or you don't have like ambition or a goal, I feel like you almost you kind of just stop. So I feel like you can't stop. You have to keep going.
Yeah, I think that's a good
I agree.
Good thing. It's hard to keep dreaming, but definitely be persistent and be happy. Like whatever you want to be. If being a mailman makes you happy, go for it.
Full circle on
Hell
that.
yeah.
Just as long as you're being happy what you're doing, who cares about the money that you're making?
That's true. So I wanted, kind of wrapping things up with that, I did have a question. So what would be your best advice? Somebody comes up to you and they're like, you know what, this is my dream. What would you advise them? What kind of talk would you
No,
give away?
you know,
What's your
if
advice for the week?
even if I think is the stupidest thing, like if you came up to me tomorrow and you said, I'm gonna be a rodeo clown, I'd be like, honey, let's go get you some paint. Like,
And an afro.
In an afro. Yeah, like even if your dream ends up like burning, crashing, I think that you should pursue it, because rather than learning that you can't be your dream, you're learning that you should pursue it no matter what. You know?
Exactly. I feel like that would be my thing too. I feel like my biggest advice would be just don't give up. Like I mentioned earlier, like you just can't give up. Once you give up on that dream, that's when you stop. You know, that's when that dream literally stops. So I feel like as long as you keep pushing yourself, and no matter how many no's you get, how many times, you know, people just lock that door right in front of you, I feel like, you know, one door opens, a window opens. You know, one door closes, a window opens. So you just got to go ahead and make it happen for yourself.
I feel like my advice is don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. When I first made my YouTube channel on, obviously, YouTube, I remember I sang Someone Like You by Adele, and I didn't do I was still learning to come into my voice, and I was still learning music and stuff like that.
It was so bad, guys.
No, it was, though. I was very tone deaf.
It was really...
I was very tone deaf in the chorus, and like the verse was really good, but then I didn't know where to differentiate my voice and stuff like that. And I remember I posted that, and I had somebody comment on me on the channel to tell me that I should never sing again, and that it wasn't something that I was good at. Exactly. And I think just going through my life, having different people tell me different things, I won't stop. I know that it's hard, but I won't stop no matter what somebody were to tell me. I even had a show recently, like a month ago, where nobody was into it. Everybody, I just think it was the wrong crowd, whatever, it doesn't matter. But no matter what other people think about what your dream is, don't let them ever say that you can't do it. Use that criticism to get better. Obviously,
Yeah.
like if you're like when they told me I was tone deaf, I worked on my tone. I worked on my pitch,
There you
and
go.
ever since then, my pitch, I don't have perfect pitch, but I can tell automatically when somebody is off pitch, or I can tell when I'm off pitch and I correct it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to differentiate between the true haters and the feedback, right?
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
stronger for sure.
So
So I love that. Speaking of that, we are going to go ahead and post a couple of videos from Naveen on our Wine Talks podcast on our Facebook page, just so you guys can go ahead and subscribe to his channel and kind of give him some constructive criticism as well. Just kind of give him some ideas of more songs to cover. He is currently working on his EP, actually not even an EP, on an album. So that should be out the beginning of next year. So
What's
we're
your YouTube
really
thing?
excited.
it's youtube.com/jf093, and that'll take you right to my page.
JF093?
Yes.
Dude, get a better thing.
No, I made that when I was younger.
I was
though.
like, shit, that's hard to remember. Numbers, I don't know.
Well, you just gotta think of JF Juan Flores. I was born in 1993. 093.
Oh,
What up?
okay, got you.
See, now it
Okay,
makes sense.
Now it makes sense.
You jumped in.
Well,
He was
speak-
about to explain.
Well, speaking of dreams, we're gonna also put on Jesus's videos of him mailing letters to everybody at their houses. Just kidding.
Yes, please don't crush him.
I'm just
No,
kidding. He has
along with
dancing videos.
Yeah.
And he choreographs and directs his own videos. So we'll post that too. And then when Daisy gets her life together, we're gonna go ahead and put her
I'll share
stuff on
my
there.
dream.
She does. She likes to dance like Shakira, so we're gonna go ahead and post
Yes,
that.
some Zumba classes.
Oh my god.
But no, to wrap things up today, we do want to go ahead and say thank you for everybody. We did get a lot of feedback actually just from our first podcast, and it feels amazing. We've gotten
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
cool.
likes on Facebook, and a lot of people reaching out to us, giving us ideas. So it was amazing to go ahead and hear that from you guys. Hear that you guys actually liked our first podcast.
And we're
So-
gonna use some of your ideas too in the next podcast that we do.
Yeah, thank you for the love. We definitely liked it.
And the criticism. We love as long as that, even if it's not constructive, just let us know what you think about it. Share it. Like I said, we have our Facebook, Wine Talks Podcast, and our Gmail, winetalkspodcast@gmail.com.
If you think we suck, that's totally fine. Just tell us why. Don't be those stupid people that just say, you suck, and then you don't say why, okay? Like, if you have an opinion, have
Exactly.
a proper opinion.
Yeah, don't be an a-hole.
But yeah, thank everybody so much for listening to our podcast, and I hope you guys continue to do so. And we will see you guys again next week.
Yay!
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.